Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of The Hot Wall, a new show here at Phil's Corner. And this is a big one, guys. We are going to be taking our time to rank every single football shirt of 2022. So it's going to be a big undertaking. Of course, we're in February, so we've got a bit to catch up on. But anyone who has watched Top Gear will know of the cool wall. This is the hot wall. So this is a completely original concept. But guys, hello, Raghav, Rabe, Thomas. Good to see some familiar faces in chat. Of course, as this is live, we can have a bit of a debate as well as shirts go on this wall. Look at this wonderfully designed wall with a few choice emojis as well. We've got our kind of the cold zone, Christopher, Stevie's, John Carr. Guys, thank you for your support. This is great. This is a new slot. It's a bit of a different time. I wanted to try something not in the evening because I want to have a few more evenings free in my week. Joe, watching from a wagon in Hampshire. What are you doing in a wagon, Joe? But guys, we've got the four zones. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Of course, the hotter the shirt, the better the shirt, the further on the right this will be. But we are going to populate this list, this wall, with hundreds and hundreds of shirts. To do this, we're going to be using Football Shirt Culture as a reference. Shout out to Football Shirt Culture. They're a great site. They do a really good job of keeping track of new releases from all teams. So what are we on? There's about 10 pages of shirts to go through to catch up with today. So we're going to have a few weeks probably where we're just catching up on ourselves, and then when we catch up, every week we'll be reviewing every new release. But welcome, guys. As I say, it's so good to see some familiar faces. Liam says I'm meant to be working. Well, you can just stick your headphones in. You can hear our discussion as you work, maybe, if that's not too distracting. Brock as well. Guys, as I say, it's really great to see so many people. I didn't think this slot would be too popular, but it's quite a few of you. So we're going to get straight to this because, yeah, again, we've got a lot of shirts to get through. And there's going to be, like, on this list, there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of shirts. So they're going to be quite small, I think, on this list. But we'll see. This will evolve over time. And then Thomas mentions the PSG kit. Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to it later on. Now, first up, I've never seen this shirt or this team, FBC Melgar. No idea. They're playing Peru. Annoyingly, they don't have a convenient picture of just the shirt. But let's get it on the wall first. What I'm going to do before anything else is actually crop it and then let's try that. Oh no, that's not worked. I apologize. Oh dear. Let's do it this way. So guys, what are we saying about this one? Honestly, this one doesn't do anything for me. Let's just turn that up a bit. I would say, based on this, my Photoshop skills are being shown up here. Oh, we're nearly there. There are definitely easier ways to edit this image. So, not actually doing all the layer. Oh dear. Absolute shocker here at the start. So, FBC. Nothing special. Honestly, this one is a solid cold zone for me. This is nothing special. And actually, whilst we're here, let's figure out how small we're going to make these. Make these shirts. I think honestly, this is somewhere. I feel like the idea is interesting. If we go back here, I think the execution's not great. Quite clunky on those stripes. The gradient, that's a bit of an outdated design. Pro Evo 7 custom kit vibes. That's a good way to describe it, Raghav. So yeah, that's going in the cold zone. Nothing special for me there. I think that's actually still too big. We've got to plan ahead here. this might look hilariously small, but I think given how many shirts we're going to have on this list, and you can see, yeah, no, we can get a good idea. We'll stick it there. We might need to change our format. So we start off on a bit of a low note. We come to Commonwealth now. Of course, who appeared in the African Cup of Nations. We've got 3 kits here to review, home, away and third. And I believe, are they the same? Yeah, so the same template. I mean, I don't love this one, honestly. I don't love that neckline. I think because of the story of the number, many people know when one of the Commonwealth players had to tape a number into his kit. Enrique, welcome, mate. Welcome to our new show. Welcome to the Hot Wall, where we're going to make every release of 2022. It's going to take a long time. This is going to take the whole year, but we're going to do it. Yeah, without spending too much time, I think of these 3, for whatever reason, the green one is grabbing me more than the other 2. Is it enough? I don't think... I mean, I think... Let's stick it... It's better than the one we saw last time, that's for sure. How big? Let me just check. How many? About 100 pixels, yeah. I think it's only just going into this kind of third zone, the candle zone. C for candle, I'd say. Nothing special, but there's enough. There's more there in terms of, you know, the design. But I'm gonna knock these 2 down into the cold zone. I think largely because. Let's use that as a reference point. Yeah. Often, I don't mind repeating the same design for an away in third, but there's not enough there. Yeah, and you guys say it doesn't wow me, nothing special, not bad. Is the site going in alphabetical order? It's not. It's actually going in release order, or at least when the blogs have gone live on Football Shirt Culture. But you'll see quite quickly that there's, yeah, they're kind of done in... they tend to put the blogs up pretty soon after release. Yeah, so I mean, this blue one, you know what, I don't mind the blue one. It's not, we'll stick it in here. I've kind of put it towards the side there. Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. The Commonwealth designs, again, they're not, there's enough there. You know what, I've just looked again. I do like the fact the pattern goes on the sleeves of the white one. So actually it is a bit different to the green. Maybe I've been a bit harsh. We'll leave it there for now. We're going on gut reactions here. We're not going to take too long to agonise because we've got a lot of shirts to get through. My Didier says, finally able to watch the stream live. Nice. Well, that's good. That's what I wanted to do. Like, have another slot for people who can't tune in on a Tuesday. So you're very welcome. Oh, okay. Okay. We're raising the temperature here. With the Carnival kit. Mine's is Carnival kit. Now, these are a classic, a staple in the Football Shirt calendar. Are the shirts any good? Honestly, I think this is one of the better ones. You know, it's not the best Carnival shirt, but it's, you know, the key thing with a good Carnival shirt is getting those colours in there, and I like that repeating pattern. Now, again, I don't think this isn't top tier. This isn't, you know, this isn't going to challenge the very top tier, but John Gunn says, my eyes. No, this one works for me. And again, I'll just quickly get that there. We need to reduce this in size. This is our little reference. Yeah, honestly, this one I think is good enough to go in this third tier. The flames tier, you know, it's hot, but not really hot. It's not as hot as a volcano. I'm going to stick it there. Honestly, I really do think, and again, we can't fully appreciate it. If we zoom in, you can just about see it. Some good comments here. Christopher said I would have made the socks a diamond pattern. Yeah, I think that is definitely a point. You could definitely do that potentially. German Carnival kits are great most times, says Rabbit. Yeah, I really do. I really do like the ongoing theme. If we have more time, we can go through some of the previous ones. Reminds me of a chopstick, Lolly, says Vago. Yeah, no, I really like this one. Again, I don't love all the Carnival kits. I mean, guys, if you're unconvinced about this shirt, check out the Kappa logos on the sleeves. Now tell me, if you were a bit cold on the shirt, What do you think about those Cabba logos? Come on, that is good with the 3 colours. I think that's enough to stick it in this 3rd tier. Well, how are we going to refer to this? I guess this is top tier, 2nd tier. No, so this is 2nd tier, isn't it? The 2nd tier. We need some good name. I might need your help, guys, naming these tiers. We've got the fire tier, the volcano fire, candle, freezing, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, a solid kit. Now over to Japan, Shonan Bellmare or Bellmare. I don't know how you say their team name, but a team who have had some interesting kits over the years. This one isn't it for me though. Now their colourway is always memorable, but that gradient is pretty ugly, I'm sorry to say. Is this Penalty? Is that the brand? Yeah, Penalty, who have, quite an interesting and niche brand. I hate to say it, even though I love this colourway as a kind of, it's a bit Seattle Sounders, it's a bit, well, I mean, these guys have had that colourway for a long time, but this one isn't it. I hate to say this is going in the bottom tier. This is yeah, honestly quite an ugly kit. And yeah, I'd agree with the comments. The sponsor, that sponsor looks like a kind of a really old, some sort of media company, or maybe like a really bad film title or something like that. It's just not good. It's not good. So we're gonna have to stick this in the bottom tier. Hate to say it, but it's yeah. You could do so much better. 1 second, I just need to send a message. Cool. Now, we continue. Make sure I've got the chat up to date. Jolly Rancher watermelon flavour, says Ragav. Yeah, I hate to say it, we're going to have some good Japanese shirts to come. Okay, FC Haugesund. Again, I apologise for butchering this team name. Now that is a very exciting shirt. Oh wait, we've got the home, away and third. Okay, let's start with the home. Now this home, that sponsor is hilarious. The funny thing is, now this is maybe controversial, I don't actually hate multiple sponsors or big sponsors, and that one is quite funny. I mean, is it enough to get it above the bottom tier? Is there a flicker of light to justify a position in the candle tier? Honestly, I think the novelty of that sponsor is probably gonna knock it. Yeah, the sponsor is half the shirt. Yeah, this is controversial. No, it is probably the bottom tier. But then, okay. If I was going to put it in the candle tier, so it's not a good shirt, don't get me wrong, but there's something, I don't know, the sponsors are on theme. Deep ocean, you've got a very kind of ocean colour scheme. No, it is bottom tier, but it's kind of novel. I almost put this here. I might put this again on the right hand side. The novelty of the sponsor isn't enough. We got to be harsh here. We're gonna see a lot of shirts. We don't have time for this. Oh, you know what I haven't done, guys? I haven't shared the link to the video on Twitter. If you give me a second, I'll just do a quick switch. Yeah, 1 second. Let me share this video on wet candle tip, says Enrique. Yeah, let me get this shared on Twitter. Try and direct a few of the Twitter audience who haven't yet discovered the joy of Phil's Corner Live. So there we go. Oh, we've got an ad from Neil Ruddock. Right, where are we? We just reply, and we're live. This is nothing special. I'm just literally tweeting the link. Did you guys get a notification? I think I saw the notification come through, which is good to see. Right, let's go back. Let us. We went to the outro. There we go. We're back. So, you almost feel like an advertising pillar in those jerseys, says Webber. Yeah, again, I find it quite kind of novel. And you know what? As we look at the away shirt, I do like that more than the home. It's still bottom tier. Don't get me wrong. You know what? No. I'm going to put this in the camel tier simply because having just the two colours, I think, does elevate the shirt quite a lot. And even on the back, apart from the back, the bottom sponsor on the back, lower back sponsor, whatever you call that. You see, on the home, you got those colours, but honestly, I do think that is just for the novelty of the sponsor size. I think that's better. It's still not a great shirt, but yeah, Enrique's saying it's better. I do think this is enough to get in this tier. Again, it's on this end of the spectrum. I mean, I think with this wall, guys, I'm not going to be. It's not going to be quite kind of furthest to the left is the worst, but generally speaking, if it's on closer to one tier than the other, I think it's going to go there. Hey James, good to see you, mate. Welcome to the hot wall. We are ranking every shirt release of 2022 on a giant wall. We've had some. So far, the highlight has been Mainz with the Carnival kit. Commonwealth have had a couple of reasonable efforts. Now, if we come to the third shirt, now this has a very interesting colourway, and one thing I immediately noticed, of course, you've got the pride flag down there, which is incorporated very nicely. But I really like this pattern. Now, I think the question is, well, I think we're looking at either the candle or the flames here. We're looking at either, second or third tier. I really do, I think, am I right in saying the home and away didn't have that pattern? Oh, maybe they did. I can't actually see very clearly. No, I don't think they did. Magav, a great shot here. Jay says, how many shirts are roughly? Honestly, this is going to be, I'm pretty sure we're going to have over 1,000 shirts in a year. Surely there's that many. Yeah, there will be over 1,000. Which is why these are so tiny on here. And they might even have to be smaller, to be honest. Let's see how we go a few months in. We're going to be doing these every week, guys. And I just want to say thank you again, because it's great to have so many people here. This is why I really like these live videos. I'm still going to be doing pre-recorded stuff, but especially whilst I'm still getting my set back up to scratch, I'm going to be really enjoying these live ones. Going back to this, I think this is going to go in the flames tier. Not simply because it's orange, but that pattern, which looks like a bespoke pattern from Umbro, and also, pride shirts can be quite hit and miss in terms of design. They often can look a bit tacky, but this one has something going for it. So I'm going to sit this over here. Yeah. Again, the sponsor's huge, but they've incorporated it kind of as best as they could. Fair point to say, Christopher saying that I'd love the shirt with a different sponsor. That's fair. I like it for the novelty factor that we talked about. But it's funny, of course, the three kits. We've got the home over here, the away down here, and then the third is the best of the bunch. Jake said you're not going to do them all in one go. No, that would be funny. I mean, if the channel grows enough, I'll definitely do a 24-hour stream or something. I'll definitely do something, but I mean, we're probably a few years away from justifying that, yeah. Anyway, we need to crack on. Equatorial Guinea. Now, Araya, bringing some interesting features here. Very simple shirt with the crew neck. The patterns, what have we got? Okay, we've got home away and third again. So, which is which? I can't remember now. Doesn't really matter. I'm guessing this is the away. I honestly don't remember. Still on with this one, the red one. That pattern, it kind of looks like, the Denmark 92 goalkeeper shirt pattern, the Hummel pattern. It kind of looks a bit like a distressed version of that. Now, I think it is, despite the kind of interesting pattern, it's very, very plain shirt, with the features. But I think this one, if we compare it to the white version, that doesn't do enough for me. This one has enough to get into the... Okay, the red is the home. Okay, nice. The away is the blue. Good stuff, good knowledge. Let's just trim that a bit. Again, we're kind of Doing a very, very rushed job here. Yeah, okay, this one then, I think it's just about in the C tier. You know, if we compare it to Commonwealth, I think it compares favourably. It might even be better. Apologies for the pixelation there. Yeah, decent. This one I think is going to be the bottom tier though. A bit too cheap for my liking. You know, I actually quite like a simple crew neck, but that looks a bit too kind of off the shelf. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're going to have some template shirts here which will rank highly just because they look good. These ones aren't exciting. I wouldn't pick this out from a crowd, which I think is the general criteria when it comes to this bottom tier, the cold tier, and not in a good. I mean, confusingly, unlike Top Gear, where the Sub-Zero is the best tier. Yeah, this one's just going to go in here, I think. Blue one, definitely the worst of the lot, says Thomas. Oh yeah, no, it's between these two. I mean, yeah, no, it's not. I think just if you look at the pattern, the aesthetics of the pattern, this red one is the most exciting for me. So there, yeah, I'd agree this one is in the bottom tier. I mean, yeah, it's not the worst shirt that's going to be in this tier. But yeah, it's not hot. Put it that way. It is not hot. Okay, and then yeah, we'll stick it somewhere. I mean, it seems a bit harsh to put it down here. We're going to see worse shirts. Let's leave it in the middle. Okay, we're making progress. The plan is, my hope is, I've got visions of that, just that whole thing being covered in pictures of shirts, and it's going to be almost impossible to spot them. But then once it's done, I'll sell an NFT of it and make myself very rich. That's the plan. Let you in on the secret. The Phil's Corner strategy for growth. Right, where were we? Okay, so we've gone back to Japan. Albirex Niigata. This could be interesting. I don't remember seeing these shirts. Mizuno, very, very exciting brand, or at least a very nostalgic brand. Unfortunately, well, I mean, I do not like this. Yeah, this kind of neck. This kind of, I guess you'd call it a V-neck. This feels quite unfinished. Unfortunately, it doesn't look any better in these promo shots. Yeah, this is going to have to go in the bottom tier. You know, sometimes there's a charm to multiple sponsors. I think when we get to some of the Brazilian shirts, that could actually be a positive. This one, though, they're pretty bad sponsors. No, to be honest, that doesn't do anything for me. The more I looked, and I thought, okay, here we go, J-League. But yeah, the more I look at it, the less I like it. I think I'm going to have to rank this before we have to create a fifth tier. Honestly, that's one of the worst ones we've seen. Looks like a pullover. Oh, we've just gone into Discord there accidentally. I'll just close that quickly. Talking of Discord, I did see someone mention Discord. So I have a Slack group for my patrons. So it is, only patrons are in that group, but I'm in that group daily chatting about stuff. So I think, was it you, Thomas, you mentioned it? So that's on there, or that's available. Currently, I don't have another group like that, but yeah, if you want to support me on Patreon, again, I know some people can't, and that's completely fair. But one thing with Patreon, if you do support me for even just a month, you'll be in that Slack group for life. So yeah, that's one thing to consider. Coughing tears, but dead on arrival. I like that, Christopher. I like that. Okay, back to some AFCON kits. Mauritania. Is that how you say their name? I'm not sure. For what it's worth, I'm going to include, my criteria is going to be every shirt that we see on football shirt culture. So that could include some goalkeeper kits. I think just for simplicity's sake. Now, these ones are interesting. They're not great. Are they kind of novel enough to have something about them? Is there a flicker of light to get in the candle tier? I think the answer is no. I'm very sorry for any fans of these shirts, but yeah, I don't think, I mean, yeah, that's certainly in the bottom tier. It looks. Enrique saying candle. I don't think it's good enough for the candle tier, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. So let's have a look at this away one. Yeah, I mean the manufacturer logo is kind of funny, but I mean, and this isn't really down to the kit manufacturer, but the crest isn't good. It's quite. I mean, it's quite novel with the ball there, but no, I just think that looks bad. You think of like all the good kind of concept kits of the world, and this just wouldn't register. I think they're all going to be in this bottom tier, honestly. We've got to be harsh. Okay, I mean, let's spend a bit of time on the black one here. This one is the most interesting of the lot. There's something intriguing about that pattern. But then again, black and gold is a bit cliche, isn't it? We've had a lot of black and gold kits. So I'm sorry, these are all going to be in the bottom tier for me. I don't think. I mean, let's split this one near the right. Oh, no worries, Thomas. And again, I completely understand. Yeah, so these streams are going to be the best opportunity to, I think, I'm probably going to be more active on these streams than I am anywhere else, apart from the Slack group. So, yeah, and just quickly on what I assume is the goalkeeper shirt, that's nothing there. That neck actually is a negative as well. Yeah, just if a kit is interesting in some way, creative, it has the potential, but even if it's not the best kit, to get in this third tier and in the candle tier. But yeah, no, there's nothing exciting about these for me. We continue. Now we're nearly halfway out. I'll try and make this about an hour. What have we got here? Mazatlan. Wow. Okay. You see, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This has something about it. This really does. I mean, great crest. I like that already. Other details that are quite interesting. So, what have we got? Let's just read a bit about the shirt. So, Mexican team. Yeah, I think this is definitely in the middle couple of tiers. This reminds me a lot of the Lotto. Do you remember the Lotto template of the noughties? I remember, was it Serbia Montenegro had that at the World Cup, 2006 World Cup. Interesting, you've got some classic Mexican sponsors there. Seeing that Caliente on a few Club America shirts. I think, despite how interesting this is, it's not. I don't think it's enough to go in the top 2 tiers. But I think they're onto something. It's definitely got a flicker of light, which is what the candle tier is all about. There's something about it, and it's one of the better ones we've seen that we're going to rank in this tier. And we'll just tidy that up a bit. Yeah, no, I think this one is almost pushing. You know what? And someone said, "Is there a pattern?" The right, there is. There's a musical score. Wow. So I should have read the description a bit more. Depicts the famous aforementioned bander's instrument. So it's something to do with I'm guessing the fans band or whatever. Oh yeah, you can see that there. Huh. Okay, yeah, this is one of the things I'm going to love about this show. Finding shirts that I've not seen. I don't remember anyone sharing this on Twitter. It's pretty novel, and it was threatening to go into the flames tier. As it is, we'll stick it in the candle zone. There's a flicker of light, but we will stick it towards its end. Expensive candle tier. exactly, Enrique. Yeah, that. Hey, I think it's the kind of shirt you see these shirts a lot, don't you? Collectors pick them up because they're a bit weird, they're a bit different. But because of I think the crest, and there's enough of an interesting idea there to go there. It lacks kind of refinement. It's a bit all over the place. I feel like there's several ideas pushed into one, but the colorway is interesting. Yeah, that's a great shirt. Well, I say great shirt. It's a pretty bizarre shirt, but it's enough to get into the where do we rank it? Into the third tier, the candle tier. Right. page 9. So on page 10, we're working backwards. We should be able to get through a couple of pages then. That's good. And then we'll have to do a few weeks where we're catching up. Right, the first of what are going to be a number of interesting Umbro shirts from Ireland. You guys know that I like a good Umbro shirt. They've done a series of bespoke designs for Irish teams. So starting off with St. Patrick's Athletic. Pretty smart. I mean, the pattern isn't the most exciting pattern I've seen. It does remind me of the kind of ghost of Condivo. Many of you remember that the pattern of the Condivo, was it 2018? That sort of era, which was albeit horizontal, but it had that kind of vibe. Arsenal, says John Carl. Yeah, it definitely has an Arsenal vibe. This isn't going to go in the cold tier. There's enough to justify. I think probably it's a candle shirt, which is going to be a new term. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but we'll refer to it as a candle shirt for now. And Chris was saying the sponsor pulls it together. Actually, I'd agree. I think the sponsor does actually give it something. This is a very kind of silly little thing to point out, but the way that it almost kind of mirrors in my mind the crest there. The shape of whatever animal that is. There's a symmetry there. Average candle. I agree, Enrique. It's an average candle shirt. Maybe above average. Above average, honestly. Dollar store candle. I like it. Yeah, this is definitely the candle tier. I'm not sure what to call this tier. It's cold, freezing, something. Flame seems a bit too positive as well. Volcano. If a shirt is a volcano shirt, these are going to be special. These are basically ones I'm going to be buying myself, or at least I'd recommend you guys to pick up. Yeah. This is alright. We're going to see better shirts. I've seen a few that I like even more. But as is, decent. Honestly, decent. Right, very interesting shirt. I'm sure you guys know the story here. Arsenal's No More Red shirt. Fantastic campaign. And it must be said, the campaign for this, I thought was really good. The fact that Arsenal were raising awareness for an important cause, but also that the shirts are limited and were given to people who were working with charities, or directly to the charities helping to tackle knife crime in London. Now, we have to try and take sentiment away. No matter how good a cause is, we're going to be looking at the shirt itself. It is essentially, it's like, a whiteout shirt, isn't it? So a blackout shirt. If we just cut this out. And then I think, as I say, trying to take away kind of the sentiment of the campaign. You won't see it on the wall, says Jake. That's a good point. Actually, I will trim this down slightly as well. Yeah, I think if we were to take this shirt, regardless of the campaign, it's a novel idea, but we've kind of seen it before, haven't we? Whiteout shirts are not new. But I do think the execution is good, and that's one thing I will say. They've committed to the all-white look. They haven't, got a sponsor that's snuck in that's not white. Even though I don't love the kind of, we'll call it the Condivo template, the quality of the crest was really good. I believe it was a nice rubbery crest. It's a candle tier, but it's one of the better ones for me, honestly. It's certainly memorable. Of course, because it's Arsenal. I think they lost, didn't they, wearing it? Or I might be wrong. But this is enough to get in this tier. Undershirt, says John Carl. I think that's a fair comment. It is, it is a plain white shirt. But no, honestly, I do think this had enough. And confusingly, actually, and you'll see, we won't go into it, but there was actually almost like a prototype version of the shirt. You can see here with a different construction. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Expensive scent candle. I'm enjoying these candle references. There you go. FC Tokyo, back in Japan. Now let's remind ourselves of this from New Balance. So, unfortunately, this one does look a bit underbaked, a little bit. Yeah, I hate to say it, but despite FC Tokyo have had some good kits, the colorway has some potential. You've got the blue and red, and they often do have hints of gold. But honestly, when I look at this, it looks very, there's a few of the New Balance elements, but that is, we've seen this on a few. Crystal Palace, that's a great shout. Barca Palace, yeah. But if this was a Barcelona or Crystal Palace shirt, it would be a bad one. I hate to say it, this is actually going to go in the cold tier. And I feel like this might be controversial. I think, there's an argument to be said that it could be in the candle tier, in the kind of slightly above average. But yeah, I actually think this is the most generic kind of shirt they could have created. I don't like that neckline. Yeah, no, I actually really do think this is a bad shirt. I hate to say it. And that's even with the "You'll Never Walk Alone." As a Liverpool fan, I'm not going to give them any favouritism for that. Baz saying, I feel just saw the Arsenal one. Too Spursy for me despite the good cause. Yeah, well, you know what, Baz? The Spurs comparison actually, for me, helped the campaign because it was a bit more shocking. And I think given the aim of the campaign to raise awareness, I kind of appreciated that. But yeah. Not for me, that FC Tokyo one. I mean, it's a bit harsh to put it down there, actually. It is one of the better ones in this tier. We'll stick it here. But yeah, no, I really don't think that's doing enough. Okay, we're doing well. This is kind of how I imagined the spread to go. I'm hoping, these two tiers, the cold tier and the candle tier, are going to be relatively the bulk of the shirts. But then when we get to the flames and the volcano tier, that is going to be much harder to get in there. Okay, away kit. Now, immediately, I know that I like this more than the home kit. Is it one of the best shirts of the year? No. But I actually really like that execution, having the gradients in the horizontal pin straps. I think that's quite smart. I think it's a simple idea, but it's not one I've seen enough to be bored of. Andreas saying, what's the order of the clubs? So, basically, Andreas, we've got from left to right, the best shirts will be on the right here. The worst shirts on the left. They're going to be pretty scattered. Broadly speaking, if they're a bit more on the one side, they're closer to the other tier. But you've got your best shirts. Well, nothing's reached the volcano tier yet. Our hot shirts, which are hot but not the hottest, they're here. This is what we call in the candle tier. There's a flicker of something, but they're not quite challenging these top two tiers. And then we've got the rest of the pack. No, I really do think this is going to go in the candle tier. This has enough for me to think, if I saw this in the end of season sales, I'd consider picking it up. I like the Mitsubishi sponsor on the back, says Rave. Yeah, good. I also really appreciate a good, when you've got a big company like a Mitsubishi, nice promo shots as well, by the way. That's really nice. Bit cheesy, but I like that. Yeah, no, we're gonna sit this in the candle tier. Let's fill some gaps. Baz saying the volcano coaster should change to a church, only worthy making it into the Pope's collection. Oh, brilliant! I like where you're going with that, Baz. Okay, this sounds like an Italian team. Fagiano Okayama. Apologies for any Italians in chat. Now, about this shirt. I've never seen this before. Penalty again. We've already had a couple of penalty shirts, or at least was it the Shonan Bellmare shirt? You guys can remember here. No, I think this is the bottom tier. Here's the thing. It's certainly, again, not the worst we've seen, but that pattern is a bit odd. I just said still a Japanese team in the J2. Yep. Yeah, no, this I say odd. It just feels like you've got elements of a pinstripe with the kind of gradient radiating line look, but the cuffs are quite interesting. I don't know. It's going to be bottom tier. Refrigerator. Yeah, maybe that might be a bit better than this. Fridge tier. I like that a bit better. You know what? I might even change that now. And just says, I'll take you to Japanese teams. Yeah, and just basically to talk through the format again, we're going through Football Shirt Culture's list of all the releases this year. And just ordered by release date. So we're on the 7th of June. We're still on the first week of the year. And there was a bunch. Oh, we'll come on to that in a minute. And there were a bunch of what was I going to say? Yeah, Japanese releases all in one go. Ice Cube tier. Yeah, Ice Cube. Okay. You know what, guys? As we're live on stream, we're going to be nice and flexible. We're going to. I like fridge. Ice Cube is all. If there's not a fridge emoji, we'll go for Ice Cube. In the meantime, this shirt is going to go in this bottom tier. But I don't like. I think cold tier. It's a bit confusing given that the whole Top Gear thing and the cool wall. Right. I'll let you in on a secret how I've been doing this. Literally, emoji keyboard. I think it used to be, there was a site called Big Emoji, but emoji keyboard. Oh no, not emoji keyboard. Where is it? Where's the one I've been using? Or maybe it was called Big Emoji. A site anyway where you could Emojipedia. That was the one. Anyway, fridge. Is there a fridge emoji? Apparently not. Ice Cube. Yeah, nice. Nice. And we'll find the Twitter Ice Cube emoji. This is, I'm sure, not what you expected to be seeing on this show. Oh wait, let's actually save that as Ice Cube. And we'll quickly shove that in here. Again, apologies, I probably should have gone to the pause screen here. We'll just quickly align that. Again, where is the cold face? There it is. I mean, this is literally a matter of a couple of pixels. If that, there we go. And if I quickly hide the face, the Ice Cube tier. I think that's yeah, I like it. Got the Ice Cube, the candle, flames, volcano. We continue. I did like fridge, but I can't see a fridge emoji. Showing the sausage being made. Exactly, John Carr. Revealing my secrets. You can see here, we're not too high tech. But nice. Okay, I like that. Is that aligned? Yeah, give or take. Anyway. John Book, Hyundai, I should say, from Korea. Now that does look a bit. Is that the Adidas? I can't tell if that's the Adidas pattern, which many. I don't think it is. There was the. I can't think of which teams, but several teams had this a similar pattern. I think it might. It's either bespoke or different to that. Very Matrix vibes. And you know what? Despite being relatively plain, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's not. You guys can help me out. Several teams had this. What was the template called? It wasn't Condivo. It will come to me, but around 2018. But honestly, that one I think is going to get in the candle tier, which I think this could be controversial. But I think I'm right in saying that is not the same pattern as several Adidas teams had. But I might be wrong. The line of Ice Cube and candle. Yeah, exactly. It's not a hot candle, if we can put it like that. But it's Benfica and Bayern. Okay, yeah. So if we just quickly go to football shirts. Was it Benfica? It's not shown up there, but then again they don't have the newer kits. Let's try Bayern. Was it Bayern? I'm taking your word for it, Mike. Again, the not all the new kits will show up here. Anyway, there were several Adidas teams who had the template. And Enrique said the wet candle to yeah, no, that honestly, I just think again, I'm almost certain. Oh no, maybe I'm wrong. You know, the orange Real Madrid kit. Oh, I see the old '90s kit looks great there. Yeah, honestly, I think even though it's a template, I don't hate that with the colours. I'm quite partial to a green shirt. let's continue. Now, guys, this I think is our first potential, and I say potential because I don't want to get carried away, but I think we've got our first potential, well, those pictures are warped, volcano shirt. Yokohama F Marinos. Some great details, again, albeit these pictures are very warped, and I really like the usage of that very 90s pattern. Even though I'm not a huge collar guy, this one I think has something about it. The Nissan sponsor adds a lot. Yeah, this I actually think we're looking at our first volcano tier. Sure, I mean even that sponsor's quite funny. I kind of like that. That looks very Japanese to me. You've kind of got a little face there. Yeah, no, I is it enough to get in the volcano tier? So the volcano tier, this is going to be the best of the best. Like, you know, I'm not expecting more than, I mean, we're going to be looking at hundreds and hundreds of shirts, but there shouldn't be more than 50 shirts in there by the end of the year. I really think this could be a volcano tier. I honestly do. Because I believe it's going to be bespoke. Yeah, I agree that the yellow sponsor... on the cusp, revisit later. That's true. We can maybe change our mind. Okay, I'm gonna put it in flames tier because I think for it to be a volcano tier, I shouldn't really have any doubts. You know, I think it would be unfair to kind of stick it in and then, well, not unfair, but if we stuck it in and then moved it out, was it ever? You know, it is good. Yeah, definitely a great shirt, says Ravo, and I'm gonna kind of stick it right in the corner there. Yeah, I do. I think there's something about it which I want to see something different, and I'm trying to articulate it as we look at it here. I guess, yeah, if we could embed the shirt, we'd take away that sponsor. I mean, I'd probably want to see a bit more of that pattern going somewhere else in the shirt, and I guess this is a problem with Adidas, but the stripes are a bit boring. I really do think, yeah, that's going to be one of the better shirts in this tier. Certainly the only shirt so far that's made me consider sticking it in the volcano tier. But we've got to have a high standard. We do have to have a high standard. The away looks like the one of the recent Adidas templates, recent Adidas constructions. And if we check that out now, I quite like the colourway. I think that's just from the catalogue. It's not going to be in the same tier, but it's a decent candle. That is a decent candle shirt. It's again one that I wouldn't mind having in my collection at the right price. We'll stick it up here. I quite like, even though I think it is a catalogue or a template colourway, I quite like that, honestly, the kind of peachy pink. And I believe this is the template that has a nice little pattern running through. You can't really see it on these pictures, but was it Algeria had a shirt in the same template, which was a bit clearer. Yeah. And yeah, Christopher, it's clean without being boring, but I agree that if we have to juggle, then maybe not quite volcano. Yeah, I really think that one is close, but I want this tier to be, yeah, volcano tier. This is the cream of the crop. Universitario, one of the most famous sides from Peru, with a very iconic crest. And of course, I believe at Marathon they're still doing the Peru shirts, aren't they, at the moment? So it immediately reminds me of, Peru. Some nice elements here, honestly. I'm not the biggest fan of the subliminal pattern. The wording. It's not the best vibe for me, but yeah, this has something about it. I think this might even be in the flames tier. There's something about that crest which really works for me. I love that, and it's just a big U. Yeah, no, I think okay. It's in this area for me. Oh gosh, that's too big. Anti-Arsenal, says Junkie. What do you think, guys? I actually think this might be in the flames tier, honestly. Like lower flames, but when I see things like I like that detail on is that the back or the back neck or the inside neck. I don't hate that, which I think is just on the side of the shirt. U-tier needs a sponsor. Yeah, so I do like sponsors, but I think you know, better no sponsor than a bad sponsor. The construction is interesting, isn't it? Very square front. Have we got? Yeah, so I think this isn't the flames tier for me. It's doing enough. It's going to nudge itself in, only just. But when I look at this, would I take this over everything in this tier? I think I would. I think I would. Cream actually, sorry, Kramer actually means the colour of the shirt. What's that in reference to? Sorry, Zhao. Oh, I see. I see the detail. Gotcha. Is Gara? Is that red? Is that? I don't know what. I mean, that just looks like it's saying Grr, doesn't it? The difference between the A and the R. That's a typeface nightmare. Look at that. Either say Ga or Grr. Anyway, so we're digressing. Yeah, Rabbit, exactly. I'd first shirts with sponsors, but a bad sponsor can be in a really nice shirt. Now this one is a pretty ugly colourway. I think the fall from grace here. Well, okay, ugly's a bit harsh. When I look at it actually there, I mean, on there, that I guess it's almost a bit of a St. Pauli brown, which isn't a bad thing, but you know what, looking at here, it looks worse on the players than it does on the promo, on the retail pics, so. Gary's claw, gotcha, yeah. So claw cream, I like it. Yeah, this one is it's a lower candle, a fairly cold candle, the sort of candle which, you know, someone's bought you for Secret Santa, but you're not too fussed about. You use it once and you never use it again. Christopher said I'm a bit sympathetic because I'm a St. Pauli supporter. Wet candle, exactly, a wet candle, Enrique. You know, so certainly when I first saw that picture, I thought that's a solid Ice Cube shirt. In our very scientific ranking system here, from ice cubes to candles to flames to volcanoes. I'm liking this already, this list. We'll keep going for another 10 minutes as well. We're still very much at the start of January, but guys, I do want to say at this stage, it's been really fun. I've really enjoyed this, and we're going to be doing this every week, give or take, unless I'm away or busy. So I hope you enjoy this. If you do enjoy this, please like the video. Please, you know, leave a comment, and of course, if you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe as well. And we'll be doing eBay shirt hunting streams as well on Tuesday, so you've got plenty of streams to look forward to. Oh, here we go. We'll finish. Should we finish with this shirt? I've got a lot of things to say about that shirt. Okay, Yokohama FC. Soccer Junkie. Is that the name of their manufacturer? Wow. Okay. So, what have we got from Soccer Junkie? Is that actually their brand mark? The dog. Oh, that's hilarious. Unfortunately, well, you know what? Almost on the dog alone, this could be pushing into the candle tier for the novelty factor. Enrique, you're saying the Atletico's bottom tier. Yeah, this one, I think it's just about in the candle tier. And the reason for that is basically on the strength of that, or the hilarity of that mark. You can see a bit more here. I like how Soccer Junkie uses Boston Terrier as the sponsor. Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand the story there. Looking at these two shirts, I think they are bottom tier. It's funny, but they're not good. Or at least, I don't know, maybe I'm being harsh, but I feel like if you're gonna... No, I'll put this in the canon tier because there is the novelty factor there. And I don't hate the integration of the sponsors, you know, in terms of placement. It's interesting with the pattern. Yeah, there's enough there to make me think that's kind of interesting. It's certainly fun with that dog. This can go in the bottom tier. There's less to like about that. Yeah, fun shirts. Fun is such a bad word, isn't it? How fun. Fun shirts that I've not seen before. But they're not particularly good. Justice for the dog, says Enrico. Yeah, Soccer Junkie. That's a funny brand. And here we go. Sport Boys. 20. I don't know who Sport Boys are. 2022 home shirt. Another team from Peru. This is interesting, this one. Now this is already one thing, it reminds me of, obviously we looked at the Universitario shirt with no sponsors. This one, I think is it actually a candle? I think we're looking at a candle shirt here. An intriguing, I quite like that crest, another simple crest. Detail is solid. Not spectacular, but yeah. This is kind of it's kind of the Palermo vibes with the pink and black. I quite like that, the brand mark is a bit London Underground, isn't it? That Astro logo. Yeah, that's like a mid candle. I'm glad we got a name for this because now we've got a nice reference point. Yeah, no, this is like this is somewhere around there, I think. Maybe even a higher candle, but I'm going to leave it there. No, you know what? I think it is. Again, broadly speaking, on this list, the closer to the tier, the better. Yeah, no, we'll stick it up there. That's a decent candle. John Carr said, pink shirt, depending on the sponsor, it could be volcanic. You know what? A good sponsor could actually elevate this one. And I think if we had a bit more, something a bit kind of, the neckline and the cuffs bring the shirt down. They look a bit cheap. A bit more detailing there, especially I don't like the neckline. You know what? I'm going to stick to my guns. Not that it really matters, but I'm going to put it down here. Valentine's Day kit, says Chris. I like that. Yep. Very seasonal. Hey, this is the away shirt. Again, it's really fun just seeing all these kits that I've never seen before. Unfortunately, I don't like this as much as the home. If you like your kind of grungy patterns, kind of paint splatter patterns, this one has some potential. We need to make sure we're keeping these shirts a similar height. There we go. Yeah, this one, it's bottom tier. It just looks a bit messy for me in more ways than one. And I think the strength of the home was in the kind of the overall aesthetic. I think just having the two colours, sure, this is basically two colours as well, but I think there's it's not as good for me. Dundee, we're coming closer to home. A couple of suggestions to say it was in the candle tier. Yeah, maybe it could have been, but I don't. It's a bit like some of these other shirts you've seen where they've got an idea, but it's just not executed well in my eyes. Dundee and Macron. I feel like this one isn't exciting me. If we look at that, I don't like having this choice of design with that placket. The way it cuts in there, it's very abrupt. It's not a terrible shirt, but I really don't like that choice. Simple sponsor, which doesn't take away anything, it also doesn't add anything. Is there enough here? This one sucks, says Thomas. Yeah, you know what? I actually think this is going to go in the bottom tier. And it's kind of an interesting idea with the crest with that kind of lighter blue. Yeah, no, it's not enough. It's not enough. I really think they messed up there with the, as I say, the placket. It feels like it's the wrong choice for that pattern of a shirt. So I think this has to be bottom tier. Sorry, Dundee FC fans. Make sure I get the right Dundee team. We'll line it up there. We're closing in on the end of the first episode. Guys, it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed this. And there's a lot more to come. Tochigi SC. What have we got? Is this another Japanese team? It looks like it. We've got, so home and away, vibrant yellow and blue colour scheme. Typical Japanese features, including the kind of collarbone sponsors. Pattern is interesting, but I actually think those stripes feel a bit of an afterthought. It's probably in the ice cube tier. And I quite, you guys know me, I like high candles as Christopher. Okay, maybe John Carter is same time next week, mate. And yeah, hopefully for every week of the year. Yeah, this one really, I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be in the higher ice cube category. Enrique said, reminds you when Hoffenheim had a yellow shirt. Yeah, I mean, I am partial to blue and yellow, Boca Juniors colours, albeit the kind of reverse. But let's see if the away does more for us. It kind of does. I think I like the away more than the home. You get a bit more of the pattern coming through, the subliminal pattern on the bottom. I think this might even push it to the candle tier. We've seen a few of these, like the Commonwealth shirts, where I actually kind of much prefer one to the other. Sponsors are ruining it again, says Rabe. See, I think in this case, you kind of expect a lot of sponsors with Japanese shirts. Now, that doesn't mean they can't. They can still ruin them. Don't get me wrong. I think this one, because you've got okay. It's a higher ice cube. I like it much more than home, but it is still a bit too much. I'll agree with you guys there. It was threatening to push it to the candle tier. It's an ice cube shirt though. It's not hot. Yeah, it's close. It's close to the candle tier for me, but it's not enough. Shimizu S-Pulse, a fan favourite team. Melting ice cube. That's it. That's it. A fan favourite team. Now, the map is there. Shimizu S-Pulse shirts famous for having a map on their shirts. Although, have they missed New Zealand, which would be quite funny if they have, and I'd be very disappointed. Oh, you know what? Have they actually done that? One of my favourite subreddits that I frequent is one where maps without New Zealand or missing New Zealand. As some of you know, I'm half Kiwi. My dad's from New Zealand, so I'm going to knock off some points for what appears to be a complete lack of New Zealand on the map. But anyway, back to the shirt. It's not an exciting, as far as S-Pulse shirts go. This isn't one of the better ones I've seen. I do kind of appreciate the way that the map you don't see it and then you do see it, kind of within the camo, and it does go all the way around the back. I think that is going to push it into the candle tier. Apologies for that sound, as I just realised I can distract myself a lot there. We continue. Yeah, this one honestly is actually a kind of a decent candle. I think low to mid candle for me. I'm going to stick it in the middle because I do think, even though it's not one of the best S-Pulse shirts, that's S-Pulse shirts are very good, so that's not to take away from it. And I'm warming. I think especially because the pattern goes on the back, guys. That's such a simple but important thing. And sure, we're not checking that on every kit, but I think on this one it makes a big difference. Enrique said the haircut is a volcano. Yeah, solid haircut there. If we now look, we've got the away in third. We'll probably skip the keeper because we've not got an easy picture there. Now, are the away or thirds any better? I mean, I actually think that's just as good. I really like that choice of navy, the kind of steely blue. It's kind of sharp, honestly. I might even like this. I probably don't like it more. I do like the orange, and of course, Shimizu are famous for their orange shirts. I like the away better, says Enrique. I think I agree, honestly, mate. Where did I? There we go. I'm going to have to tidy up my layers on this Photoshop document. Oh, you guys can see that on here, can't you? I think when all is said and done, I'm just going to group them all. And yeah, we'll continue. next week. Right, this is, yeah, I like this more than the home. So it's going to go there. Let's try and make sure it's not too ordered. And then we come to the third. This one is probably my least favourite of the set. I don't mind kind of white shirts. I think the combination leaves it the map is quite lost. This one is actually probably approaching the Ice Cube tier, to be honest, but I do like it more than some of the ones we've seen. I'm trying to be a perfectionist here. There we go. This one is a lukewarm candle for me. Yeah, certainly not as good as the home and away, but it's reasonable. Let's find a nice gap in the. There we go. Let's stick it over here. We're nearly here for today, guys. Third, Qubit. Nice strong card. Okay, Urawa Red Diamonds. Who've been with Nike for quite a while now. I must say, I like that detail. That's very nice. Nice execution. And, you know, this one is solid, but it's not spectacular. To be honest, I kind of think I need to see a bit more from this one. I mean, when I look at the pictures here, again, it's in terms of like the sponsor incorporation, they're quite minimal. The collar, you know, is sharp. I think it's a candle tier because I do think things like the detail and even though it's quite plain, it sounds silly, but having two buttons, I much prefer two buttons compared to a one button collar or placket, which is a bit of a personal gripe more than anything else. But yeah, no, I think this is a lower tier candle for me. This one, very very unexciting, but it's also not the most boring shirt you'll see. I do think there's enough with the details to take this one into the candle tier. There's a flicker of hotness about this one for me. Maybe this is my Nike bias shining through. I hope you guys all know that, of course, every Hummel shirt is going to be... This, I lied to you guys, the Volcano tier is just going to be Hummel shirts. Oh dear. Sakai, I didn't know he went back to Japan. Yeah, I must admit, I missed that as well, actually, Enrico. Right. I must say, I don't like the away. Now, you see, I think this is where you can see the strength or lack of strength of the template here. You know, whereas in the red, I think you had a bit more going for it. I mean, it's not the worst shirt you're going to see, but it's definitely not as good as the home. I think this is probably going to go in the bottom tier. And it pains me because I do like Nike shirts. And to give it kind of positive marks, it's relatively the colorway is relatively clean in terms of, you know, there's not too much going on. But as Enrique says, Qubit. I think we are going to stick it in the Ice Cube tier. One of the better ones in the Ice Cube tier, though. There's quite a few pushing to get in. Maybe even, yeah, I'll stick it down there. Worse than cubes, says Thomas. Ouch. I mean, it would be quite funny to add a tier, you know, kind of over here. Maybe we'll have to do that if you see a real. I don't think. I think. The worst thing we see today for me was this Albirex one. And you know what? I'm gonna have a job remembering some of these team names when all is said and done. If I was really organised, I would have been naming these layers as we go along. But we don't have time for that. We've got too many shirts to review. Now, back to Ireland with another Umber kit. Dundalk FC. Kind of almost like the Liverpool candy shirt, this pattern here. Kind of gradient. And you know what? I've just noticed this. Look at those Umber diamonds going down the side of the shirts. Wow. That's great. Thomas, it's been really good to hang out, mate. I'll see you soon. We'll chat soon, mate. But thank you for stopping by. Appreciate your support as always, mate. Yeah, that honestly. So immediately, it's at least a candle tier, at least a third tier. Are we? I think we might be looking at a Flames Volcanus' car. I mean, it's. You can see its inspiration. The old shirt. It's good to see them reference that. I think for it to be, it's not a volcano tier for me. I don't like the neck. That looks a bit naff. Also, the sponsors. This is going to sound funny, but they almost look a bit too small. That Nissan looks a bit too small. But I really do like those diamonds going down the side there. It's quite very retro, but I like that. Also, the Irish flag on the back is the most simple it could be. It's a bit basic, but anyway, I think this is a solid second tier. We're back to the Flames, and I have many shirts in this tier. I really do think that's we're going to stick it around there. Yeah. Oh God, I said I'm Irish. I'm biased. Honestly, Carl, League of Ireland have had some great shirts, so we're going to see a few of them, I'm sure, in the higher tiers. And Enriquez and the C sponsor does look small. Yeah, it's a funny thing, isn't it? That just looks a bit weird to me. Okay. Here we go. See, that is a bad integration there. To have two sponsors side by side there doesn't make any sense. I'm actually going to drag that down, seeing that. That's upset me. But no, it's a decent shirt. It's a decent shirt for sure. Hey guys, the final shirt of today. We've reached the 14th of January, so we've done a couple of weeks. The Atletico Madrid fourth kit, and I hate to say this, I talked about this on Twitter, but this is, for me, it's terrible work from Nike. It is, from what I can see, almost a completely plain shirt. Now the crest, the old crest return, which fans were a big fan of, and a lot of fans commented when I posted about it and said, "Oh, the crest has come back." But for an anniversary shirt, which is limited edition or special edition, it is one of the worst of that kind I've seen in a long time. Antarctica tears to the Enrique. Yeah, honestly, you do. I think context is important, and you have to consider that this is Atletico Madrid, one of the best teams in the world, and they get that, which could be from anyone. So really, really bad shirt. Guys, let's have a look. Let's review our wall. What do we think? Let's try and hide that. I'm pretty happy with that, and I think you can kind of see. Obviously, there's a lot of shirts. These icons might need to be even smaller, but no, I think in terms of like highlights from the day, I really did deliberate putting the Yokohama F Marinos shirt in the Volcano tier. It didn't quite make it. Nothing made it this week. But there are some other highlights from around the world. A lot of shirts which could have kind of flip flopped between the ice cube and the candle tier. But I cannot say how much I've enjoyed this, guys, and I really appreciate you tuning in. If you're watching this on catch up as well, this is happening every Thursday now, about 4 p.m. GMT, so you can join future streams then. But I had so much fun, and guys, as I say, please give me any feedback, what you liked or didn't like about this show. I do want to improve this as we go along. We made a few changes, even this episode. We changed the icon of the coldest tier. But I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna get this uploaded onto YouTube proper now, and we're gonna build this wall. So the hot wall. This is gonna be gradually improving over time, or populating over time. How many shirts will make it into this volcano tier? I don't know, but we will find out. And hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Just before we go, it's time to ask me any questions just as I wrap up. But I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have. Part of the enjoyment for me has just been discovering these shirts. Half these shirts I hadn't seen before, if not more than half. So there's been a lot of interesting stuff, and certainly, I want to say shout out to Football Shirt Culture again, because they have done a great job chronicling all these releases. But yeah. Arthur said, I'd really appreciate if you give your thoughts on the Exeter City away shirt. I won't have time for that, Arthur, unfortunately, but on a future video, and certainly on the eBay streams on a Tuesday evening, probably got time to look at that there. John Carl said, lump shirts by league for continuity. I kind of like the idea of just chucking them all on, but you know, that if we get a few requests for that, we can maybe look at something. I feel like at this point though, there's so many leagues that it could be a bit confusing, but I hear you. Abe said, I really enjoyed the new series. That is good to hear, Abe. Honestly, guys, I've really enjoyed the chat, the discussion. It's been really fun. So that'll do it for today. I hope you guys have a really good evening, rest of your day, or rest of your you know, many of you guys are waking up if you're on the western side of the globe. But I had a lot of fun. This has been the Hot Wall, the start of a fun journey. We're going to make every shirt this year and create a beautiful collage of football shirts. Take care as well, Christopher. Yeah, all you guys, I'll leave you the outro screen. If you are new, please subscribe. You should be subscribed if you're watching this. So please do that. But yeah, have a good one, guys. I'll see you soon. We'll be streaming again. I might not be around on Tuesday, actually, but I'll post on Twitter and YouTube to let you guys know. But at the very least, I will see you around very soon. Take care, guys. And yeah, see you soon for another video.